Cast your mind back for a second, because long before these revelations started tumbling out, Katt Williams was already ringing the alarm bells, warning that the years ahead would be defined by chaos, exposure, and a brutal reckoning where the entertainment industry's most carefully guarded secrets would finally be dragged into the light.
It's all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TDJ, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
And he didn't whisper it either. Katt pointed straight at the Epstein list as the match that would light the fire, saying powerful names were shaking in their boots because those flight logs told stories they never wanted told, and he made it clear that this wasn't just about financiers and politicians, but about fashion royalty and globetrotting socialites who acted as gatekeepers to elite circles. So if we're calling names, Naomi Campbell, please step forward.
Her relationship, her friendship, her, I think you're making me use your word, her friendship, whatever, with Mr. Epstein was independent of me.
Because tell me why every time another page flips in these 2026 DOJ files, your name seems to be sitting comfortably between a flight manifest and a recruitment discussion. Help us understand how someone serving as Kenya's international tourism ambassador somehow overlaps with documents tracing activity through the same coastal towns you call home. Was this really about guidance and mentorship, or were you quietly scouting for elites who preferred their talent young and undocumented? Everyone better be seated, because the way Naomi's involvement is being unpacked is wild. It all started back in August 2025 when the DOJ released a transcript of an interview between Ghislaine Maxwell and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. And in that exchange, Maxwell claimed Naomi Campbell likely visited Little St. James, Epstein's private island, at some point and was definitely involved with him.
And aside from that flight, do you know him from any other thing?
No.
Naomi Campbell?
Yes, I do know Naomi, and I knew her before I met Mr. Epstein and the former President Clinton.
Do you know whether Mr. Epstein separately knew Ms. Campbell?
I think he probably met her through me. That I imagine.
And so, for those three, Mr. Tucker, Mr. Spacey, and Ms. Campbell, did they ever travel to any of Mr. Epstein's properties, the island or New Mexico?
Not Mr. Tucker, well, not to my knowledge, Mr. Tucker or Mr. Spacey. Naomi Campbell may have.
To where?
She may have gone, well, she certainly, well, I believe she visited him in Palm Beach, and I believe she may have gone to the island, and she may have gone to see his house in New York.
Maxwell didn't stop there either, insisting that Naomi had her own independent friendship with Epstein, separate from Ghislaine entirely, opening the door to interactions that even Maxwell herself may not have known about. Fast forward to February 2026, when a new batch of DOJ emails revealed that as far back as 2016, Epstein was discussing the purchase of Brazilian modeling agencies and was specifically negotiating with Ford Models. While Ford Models, which once represented Naomi Campbell, has denied any contact with Epstein, the documents show his relentless interest in using the modeling world as a pipeline to meet women. Some have even speculated whether Naomi herself pointed him in that direction, knowing it would be easier for her to access young women that way. When her name was first pulled into the mess, Naomi denied any connection, but under mounting pressure, she changed her tune, saying she was introduced to Epstein on her 31st birthday by her ex-boyfriend Flavio Briatore, and claiming Epstein was always front and center at Victoria's Secret fashion shows. She insisted she didn't know he was using her name to attract aspiring models, arguing that he exaggerated their relationship just as he did with others. After his conviction, she said she regretted any contact with him, explaining that despite rubbing shoulders with Epstein, who she called one of the hundreds of thousands of people that she stood next to take a picture, she said she was unaware of Epstein's alleged crimes at the time.
This is a direct character assassination. I've always said that I'm not a saint, that I am a work in progress, but I will not be held hostage by my past. What he's done is indefensible. And when I heard of what he'd done, it sickened me to my stomach, just like everybody else, because I've had my fair predators. And thank God that I had good people around me that protected me from this. I mean, right now I stand with the victims. I can't, they're scarred for life. For life. I've rubbed shoulders with hundreds of thousands of people.
Then, as she wrapped up her defense, Naomi closed her video with a statement that read, "The frightening conclusion here is that if the negative action of your neighbor, colleague, or even an associate can somehow make you guilty too simply by association, then we indeed live in very worrying times. This affects us all, it's wrong, it's unfair, and it must be stopped." But while she denied any direct link, critics argued that given the extent of their interactions, Naomi likely saw far more than she admitted and chose silence until everything exploded. One accuser who was taken to the island even called her out directly, saying, "You saw me at your parties, you saw me in Epstein's homes, you saw me on the plane, you saw me get my hair cut, you saw me on the streets, you saw me." Add to that flight records placing Naomi on private jets bound for the island, and many believe she knew exactly what was happening. What's more disturbing is that new interpretations of the 2026 files suggest she may not have just witnessed events, but possibly participated, even supplying accusers. Investigative summaries describe Epstein exploring recruitment hubs in East Africa, particularly Nairobi and coastal regions, and wouldn't you know it, Naomi Campbell is Kenya's international tourism ambassador. In January 2021, she was named the International Magical Kenya Tourism Ambassador, a move that sparked immediate backlash, with Kenyans questioning why someone like Lupita Nyong'o wasn't chosen and pointing to Naomi's historical ties to Epstein. The government defended her appointment by citing her 15-year connection to Malindi and her global influence. Yet the timing raises eyebrows because Epstein was expressing interest in East Africa during the very years Naomi was establishing her high-profile presence there. The 2026 files describe his attempts to penetrate the African modeling market, focusing on Kenya and Ethiopia, while Naomi's base in Malindi, a town known for its discreet, elite jet-set community, matched the same circles Epstein favored. With Ghislaine's 2025 admission that Naomi had an independent friendship with Epstein, questions swirl about whether her deep ties to Kenya offered logistical or social cover for the group's activities. Allegedly presenting herself as a mentor and big sister to aspiring models, the files paint a darker picture, suggesting she may have been funneling young East African women into a pipeline for Epstein and his associates. Her celebrated eye for talent suddenly looks less like mentorship and more like concierge service for the elite's darkest desires. And if you think this behavior stopped there, remember when Kenyan comedian Elsa Majimbo accused Naomi of sabotaging her modeling career, attempting to control her life, and allegedly blackballing her, claims Elsa says pushed her into depression and heavy drinking. After speaking out, Elsa claimed she faced threats that her messages about white executives who wanted to sleep with her would be exposed by Naomi, suggesting that anyone who didn't fall in line paid a price. Elsa survived only because she found fame independently, though she acknowledged Naomi introduced her to powerful Hollywood circles. Add to that Naomi's close ties to other controversial figures like Diddy, complete with glowing captions like, "You inspire me every day, your passion and your drive for perfection, your spirit ignites. I love you, brother," and "Happy 50th, brother, wishing you another 50 forever by my side." Alongside countless photos with him and Cassie, including one in Dubai, and the fact that Naomi hosted Diddy's lavish birthday party just weeks before Cassie's bombshell lawsuit. Even though she's tried to scrub some of those images, the receipts are everywhere, fueling speculation that she witnessed abuse and stayed silent, just as she allegedly did with Epstein. In a July 2025 interview with Carmelo Anthony, Katt Williams spoke about international hubs being used to source talent and claimed many industry ambassadors were aware of these pipelines, criticizing celebrities for their selective amnesia about Epstein. So after all this, are we really meant to believe Naomi was simply floating through the early 2000s, blissfully unaware of what her independent friend Jeffrey and her close associate Ghislaine were doing, all while becoming the face of Kenyan tourism? Or is the overlap between her favorite destinations and the recruitment hubs named in the DOJ files just a little too perfect to be coincidence? Before you go, don't forget to hit like if this this story made you pause, subscribe for deep dives that mainstream media won't touch, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's really happening behind the scenes of celebrity power and influence. Share your thoughts in the comments because your voice matters here. And if you're ready for unapologetic breakdowns, raw receipts, and conversations nobody else is willing to have, make sure you're locked in.